Hello, Money Rebels. If the word budget just makes you cringe, if you think of rules, restrictions, and a whole lot of guilt, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're not just going to tweak the old system, we're exploring a totally new one. We're going to look at how this growing movement is turning budgeting from a cage into a key for real personal liberation.
So first up, let's talk about the traditional budgeting trap. Why is it that so many of our budgets start with these amazing intentions but just end in frustration? Well, a lot of the time, it's because they're kind of designed to fail from the very beginning.
So let me ask you this straight up. Does your budget feel more like a cage than a key? For so many of us, the answer is a huge yes. It feels like this long list of things you can't do, right? A constant source of guilt. And if that sounds familiar, listen, that is not a personal failure. It is a design flaw in the system itself.
Okay, think of traditional budgeting like a restrictive diet. It's the perfect analogy. The rigid expense tracking, that's your calorie counting. The guilt you feel for spending a little too much, that's the shame of breaking the diet. And this all leads to the financial cheat day, the big splurge, followed by a wave of regret. It's this negative cycle that is just almost impossible to stick with long term. And this isn't just about one bad budget. It's about an entire budget culture. It's a culture that tries to force these rigid, black and white rules onto our messy, unpredictable, colorful lives. It moralizes our spending, labeling a latte as bad and saving as good, totally ignoring the context. The entire focus is on what to cut back, what to restrict, instead of asking a much, much more powerful question. How can money actually help you thrive? So, if the old way is so clearly broken, what's the alternative? Let's explore a new money mindset, one that's actually empowering, sustainable, and, built for real human beings. And this quote it nails the new philosophy. The central idea from thinkers who are challenging the old system is really simple. You are not the problem. The shame-based system is. The goal here is to build a new financial framework that works with your life, not against it. One that feels freeing, not frustrating. So this new approach, it's called value-first finances. And the idea is simple, but honestly, it's profound. Instead of a budget telling you where your money should go, you start by defining what truly matters to you. Your values lead the way, and your money follows. It's a complete 180 from the old top-down model. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's walk through the 4 pretty simple steps of the value-first framework. Okay, step 1, define your why. Get really specific about your core values. Is it connection with friends, a sense of security? Maybe it's just pure joy. This becomes your compass. Step 2 is to observe your habits without any judgment. For just 1 week, track your spending like a scientist gathering data. The goal isn't to find flaws, it's just to find patterns. Then step 3, set flexible guardrails, not rigid rules. Think of these as gentle guides to keep you aligned. And finally, step 4, and this is so important, celebrate your progress. Acknowledging those small, value-aligned choices is what replaces that old shame cycle with genuine empowerment. Okay, so now let's see how this whole framework completely transforms our everyday choices, how it turns those rigid old rules into liberating actions. This is really where the theory becomes real. And here is that shift in action. The old rule says, I can't spend $5 on coffee. It's a statement of pure restriction. The new value action reframes it as, I'll invest in 10 minutes of joy. See that? Suddenly, it's not some frivolous cost. It's a small investment in one of your core values. This tiny language change transforms the entire feeling behind the decision. It's a game changer. Now, this is crucial. You have to let go of perfection. This is not about hitting some impossible standard overnight. It's about adopting a good enough mindset, where the goal is simply making conscious progress that feels good. That's it. That's the win. So I've got a simple experiment for you for this week. First, just track your spending with curiosity, not judgment. Second, choose just one of your values to help guide your decisions. Just one. And third, find one of those old rules rattling around in your head and consciously swap it for a new value action. It's a small step, for sure, but that's how real change begins. So let's end on this question. What if a budget wasn't a tool for restriction, but a tool for creation? What if its real purpose wasn't just to save money, but to consciously and deliberately design a life you truly, deeply love? That, right there, is the promise of budgeting as liberation.